sometimes you just don't have a gym membership, so you can't go and hit a lift. Other times you might lose your job, so you're struggling to replace the wages that you had from your salary. And maybe sometimes your house just gets absolutely destroyed by a water pipe leaking. You never know what's going to happen in your life. So to expand off my last video, I want to talk about adaptability and just being flexible with things that happen in your life. First, I want to acknowledge this absolutely gorgeous sunrise. But aside from that, it's just like so nice and pink and purple, cotton candy skies this morning. Nothing better than that. But first off, I just want to say that it's important to be able to react to change. It's definitely good to be proactive in your life and make sure you take appropriate measures to prevent things such as losing your job or have a gym membership so you can hit a lift or whatever. But sometimes there are just things that are out of your control, things you can't take preventative measures for. Sure, you can do a little bit of things in advance to maybe minimize the damage, like say if you think there's a recession incoming and the economy is going to go to shit, so you preemptively search for other jobs because maybe you're in a high-tech company that did a lot of hiring over the pandemic, and that they're going to be, with the recent tech layoffs, they're all kind of looking to lay off a lot of people. So you start looking for jobs in maybe a different sector, like in the healthcare industry or in utilities, so then you can kind of safeguard yourself in case something does happen. And I guess this video was suited for me. I was gonna make this a while ago when I was back home, because back in my hometown, when I come home from school and I hang out with family, I don't have a gym membership on hand. So during those times, I have to be creative and flexible with how I decide to exercise. And some of those ways that I did that, instead of going to the gym to lift weights, was something even as simple as going for a walk. I did take like a 2-hour walk, so I would walk to the library and then I'd walk back home. So that's like about a 2-hour walk in total. So that was like my exercise for the day. Other days I would go for a run. And then there's like a kind of a park track thing near our middle schools that has like pull-up bars and dip bars and like a push-up thing. So I went there after one of my runs, did a little body weight exercise circuit. So there's different ways you can. Sometimes I just did push-ups and sit-ups, and I don't have a pull-up bar in my house, but push-ups, sit-ups, just doing ab stuff in my room. There's different ways that you can do exercises. You don't have to be relegated to just having to lift weights all the time. And that's kind of what I mean by being adaptable and being flexible, right? When there are things, sure, I could control getting a gym membership, but why did I get a gym membership for the 3 weeks that I'm home and then come right back to school? So in that time frame, I decided, hey, this is like a time where I can kind of be flexible, be adaptable, and train that kind of skill and work on creative solutions to get me out of this temporary problem that I have of not being able to exercise or exercise by lifting weights. So you find different ways to do that. And then when I was up in Vermont, they had like a nice little home gym thing in like the hotel area. So I went and used that. So that was like my first time lifting weights in a while. But, just being creative, that's kind of like what made me think of the video, is being able to adapt to your surroundings. So sometimes you just get put into an environment that you are unfamiliar with, and you're going to have to be able to navigate through that kind of uncertainty when, like, not often, but if you put yourself in these uncomfortable situations, then you will probably have to do it often. So that's a great thing to train and to just kind of cultivate. A great skill to have is being adaptable, being flexible, and not really, because we get into a certain mindset when we're in our in our zone, in our area, when everything we know, when we know kind of like this, we have this like very comfortable, like maybe it's your room where everything's kind of where you put it, everything's neatly organized, everything's kind of in your control. But then when you get into an environment where it's not like that, some people do not know how to respond effectively and can't really operate in that kind of environment. So it's really important to be able to perform at your best in all different types of scenarios. So that's kind of like, that's a good summary of the whole message for today. So that's going to be it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Remember to stay on target.